2022 was the best year of my life. What's going on, guys? My name is Ryan Snaadt, it rhymes with odd, and welcome to the best year of my life, 2022. I do these videos every single year because, in my opinion, during this time, this was the best year of my life. So I wanted to recap all the great stuff that happened, talk about if I hit my goals that I outlined for myself last year, things I learned, and really just kind of keep this as a time capsule for myself. So 2022 was a huge year for me personally and professionally, which we'll dig into in a second, but I wanted to kind of review what some of my goals were for myself last year and see if I hit some of those and kind of keep myself accountable. So first up, this is my first year full-time with Snaadt Media Group being my primary thing that I'm doing. I quit my full-time job last year to focus on this full-time. And my goal for the year was to increase revenue by 50%. And I'm happy to say that I actually made an increase by 85% this year, which is really exciting. I have some really huge things in store for next year, which we'll talk about towards the end of this video, but the business is growing. It's really exciting and it's a really fun time. Second, I wanted to increase my YouTube channel subscribers to 25,000. And sadly, against all of my best efforts, I wanted to upload a lot more this year, but the business was taking off and I have all my time dedicated to that. So we're still at about 14,900 subscribers. So I think I only increased by like 200 or 300 this year, but I'm not super mad about it because, like I said, a lot of my focus was on the business. Another goal that I had was for my fitness videography course called Six Figure Fitness Filmmaker. My goal was to bring on 200 new students for that program this year. And again, been really focused on the video production side of things. So this year we brought on about 100 more students, which was really exciting, but obviously we didn't hit that goal this year either. And then on the personal side, I wanted to finally purchase my dream 4-door Jeep Wrangler, which I'm proud to say I did. Cha-ching! Ka-chow! Give me nucks, Kiernan. Okay, she's sleeping. You good doggy. So we got the Jeep, and then lastly, and the most exciting, I became a dad, which is really fun. So we welcomed our son, Roan Adam Snaadt, into the world on June 9th. It's been a really fun ride. That's probably the biggest update for me personally, is becoming a dad this year and kind of taking on that new role in my life. I did a ton of really cool stuff, both personally and professionally. So just a quick review of that. In early February, Paige and I flew down to Key Largo to go visit my buddy Adam. We went down there and just enjoyed the sunshine, the warmth. We went out on the boat and checked out the ocean. And we also went to an Everglades National Park where we got to feed a bunch of crazy wild animals. And Paige went into a wolf's den and pet a wolf. We fed crocodiles and cougars and a bunch of other cool stuff. It was like Tiger King type stuff. So that was pretty dope. That was our last long distance trip before Paige gave birth, just because we wanted to stay close to home, just in case she went into labor early. Then a couple months later, I ended up going down to Oklahoma for a 4-day shoot for a gym chain down there. And we shot 27 videos in 4 days, which was really exciting. I got to drive all over the entire state of Oklahoma, and I had the best sushi I've ever had in Arkansas, of all places. So if you're ever in Fort Smith, Arkansas, there's a really good sushi place I can hook you up with. Then the biggest event of the entire year happened on June 9th at 8:48 a.m. We welcomed our son, Roan Adam, into the world. Paige had a really good labor and delivery. It was very quick for what we were expecting. So we're very happy and blessed that all that went very well. And we came home a couple days later. Then started all the fun of learning all the things about becoming a dad. A lot of sleepless nights for both Paige and I. Then later on in the summer, I did a really big shoot with the State Games of America, which is the largest rec kind of Olympics in the entire country. They do an Olympics every 2 years, and this year it was hosted in Ames, Iowa. So they host tens of thousands of athletes and their families that come from all over the country to play different sports. So my crew and I were on site shooting for all the different types of locations, their opening ceremonies, the track athletes, the swimming competitions, and all that type of stuff. It was a really fun experience, and I got it all documented for full behind the scenes, which was really exciting as well. This year was completely crazy. I was not expecting the volume of projects and the demand that there was for this first year as a business owner full-time doing this. I've been shooting for 7 or 8 years, just kind of small projects here and there. But once I kind of put my foot to the floor, this thing completely took off. I was booked up all the time. At one point in the summer, I had 18 projects that I was doing at the same time. The biggest thing that I learned this year, I think, is just really having your priorities straight. As a lot of new parents will confirm with you, if you don't make it a priority or put it on your schedule, you're probably not going to be doing it as a parent. There are just too many things going on. You got to be making bottles or putting people down or cleaning up after the little one goes to sleep or whatnot. So I've noticed, especially if I don't prioritize it in my life, it's not going to get done. So whether that's working out, making decently healthy meals, getting a good night's sleep, seeing friends, seeing family, doing basically anything, if it's not on the calendar or you're not making time for it, it's pretty much out the window. With all the ups and downs of this year, I wanted to stay super focused on what I'm trying to do as a business owner, as a father, as a husband, and as a man. So my goals for 2023 are three main things for my business. Number one, I want to secure a commercial location for my business. Currently, I've been officing out of my home, and I want to lock down a physical space where I can have office space as well as production space and have a video podcast studio that my clients can rent out and other people can use. I've been on the hunt for a couple months now, and I think I'm finding a couple places that I really do like. In the next couple weeks, I'm going to be touring some more, so we'll keep you posted on that. I want to allow myself to kind of compartmentalize home and work and keep things separate. And then lastly, it's going to help me prepare for growth. I want to start hiring a team and building a whole actual production team around what I do, so this will allow me to do that by having a physical space. Goal number 2 for this year is to increase revenue by about $55,000 this year. And it's not just for the sake of making more money, but there's a lot of things that I want to strategically do by making more revenue to pump it back into the business and reinvest. First, obviously, like I mentioned, I want to get a commercial space, and paying for a lease is not cheap, so trying to get more money will cover those types of expenses. It's also secondly going to allow me to provide more for my family, knowing that there are more bills. Having a little one around, you start to think about that a lot more as a father and as a husband. And then third, Paige and I have some really big plans and goals for the next couple of years in terms of investment property, buying land, doing a bunch of other things that's going to require a lot more money to do those things. So that's why I want to increase revenue, is to accomplish some of those sub goals there. Third goal for the business is going to be kind of the most daunting for me personally, is to hire my first employee. As I mentioned, I got slammed this summer and a bunch of other really busy times, and having somebody on my team that can handle some of these things and I can offload a lot more of my workload is going to be really key. This year, I believe I hired about 10 to 11 contractors throughout the year. So having some people that can help me out full-time or even part-time to start is going to be really key. So this first person and the first hire I'm going to do is definitely going to be an editor/shooter, somebody that I can have go out on shoots and do those things for me so I can focus on building the business and not necessarily providing the services in the business. My goal is to grow the team to 5 to 6 people full-time in the next couple of years. So this is the first step in that direction. So those are my 3 goals. I want to land a commercial space that I can actually lock down for myself. I want to increase revenue by $50,000 next year, and I want to hire my first employee. And then on the personal side, I just set 2 goals for myself, again, trying to stay really concise. Number 1, I want to consistently go to the gym 4 to 5 days a week. I was doing that prior to having a baby, and it was really a good anchor for me in my life. It was a good stress relief. I slept better. I was in a better mood more of the time, and I was just more able to show up for people in my life by being in a healthy state of mind. Getting back into the gym is a big thing for me. And the second goal for my personal side of things is to go on a date with Paige at least twice a month. With raising a little one, we haven't had a whole lot of time just to ourselves. So now that Roan's a little bit older and he's starting to sleep better, I want to try to prioritize that at least twice a month. Even if it's not going out to dinner or doing something, I just want to have sit down date night type time at least twice a month. Staying really focused is really key, especially when you got a million things going on. If you set too many goals, you're going to be all over the place. But the things that really surprised me this year were just how much the business grew and how busy I was. That was really exciting. 2, how much fatherhood is an adjustment in life overall. That was probably a really big thing I learned. And then third is just like really enjoying the process of everything. Like the process of growing as a husband, as a father, as a business owner. I think this whole journey has been really exciting for me. And it's not so much getting to a destination or making X amount of money or living somewhere special or hitting some kind of destination or goal, using the goals as kind of a steering point for what's important in life and trying to really stay focused on those things. I think a lot of people fall off the wagon or kind of disappoint themselves or look in the mirror in 10, 15 years and be like, what am I doing with my life? Because they're not really staying focused on those things. They're doing things that are comfortable, things that are just fun in the moment or easy. And the things that I'm trying to focus on aren't necessarily easy, but they're really important to me. So if you're watching this, I would encourage you, even if you're not a big goals person, sit down for 5 or 10 minutes and just think about what's important to me in the next year. What do I want to focus on? Where do I want to spend my time? Those are all things that I think everybody can benefit from. So this is my last video for the year of 2022. This is Ryan Snaadt, It Rhymes with Odds, signing off, and I'm out. Peace.
Hey, look, if you had one shot, one opportunity to eat everything you ever wanted, like bologna and macaroni, would you eat it or would you just let it slip?